march to Broad Street. If you don't want to walk, we're going to set up shuttles, so there'll be cars driving behind. You can get in someone's car, and we'll also shuttle people back if you don't want to walk all the way back. So we're going to start with Judy Cruz, and she's a long-standing member of DARE and a community activist.
Thank you. Hi. My name is Anna Cruz, but everybody knows me as Judy. I like Judy better. I've been a DARE for over 30 or 31 years. I go and come. I know it's important to be around DARE because DARE has been there for so many years, and they've been around and helping those who need help. They don't really care what kind of help you need. They are there to hear you. So there are different organizations here who are supporting behind the walls. This is about jail people who are incarcerated. They are in there, they don't have a voice, but we are their voice. We make sure that we try to search every little detail that goes in behind the walls, and they come, some of them they write to us, and some of them they just make a phone call and give us hints. It's very important if you have a family member or a friend to tell you what's going on so you could do something about it. Because if they make a complaint, they will get punished. I had a son who was in there, and I know how it works in there. My son was a real good kid who we got involved moving into a wrong neighborhood. That brought everything down. But he was sent to jail, and he was sent to the hole just because he gave one guy a stamp, because his family member didn't know where he was. For all he knew was that he disappeared. So family members couldn't get track of where he was. So my son gave him a stamp to write to his family to let the family know where he was. That he was fine, but he was in jail. Just for that, they put my son 30 days in the hole. That means not talking to nobody is like, you go crazy in that place. That's what I hear. They break you. And once you come out of jail, you're not the same person anymore, because the CO will make sure they punish you in a way that make you feel like you are an animal. And a lot of these people, when they come out, they feel lost because they believe they don't belong to the world anymore. They don't belong being around anyone. That's how my son came out. And I would look at him like he was like always like this, and it was killing me because I knew what he was going through. And I stopped talking to him like, let yourself go. He says, I'm afraid of people, Mom. And I said, there's nothing to be afraid of. These are normal people. He said, but I'm not. And I said, what do you mean you're not? He says, it's different. When you are in that place, you have no voice, no say. When the CEO says something, you gotta jump. If you don't jump, if you do not jump, that means you will be sent to the hole. So the CEO will control your whole life, and they get a kick out of it. And it's such a shame that these people are taxpayers from our pocket, and they abuse all these inmates who are in there. A lot of them, they're innocent, believe me. They're not all guilty. I had this guy who came out of jail like a week ago. He was blind, and they had him in a regular jail, but the guy is blind. So why would you have a blind person with normal people? So when he came out of there, he was like, they just threw him out. And he gave me a call, and he heard about me. I was not in the country, but I said, okay, my doors are open for you. My husband opened the door and gave him a bed to spend the night on. Until I haven't seen him because I just flew in last night. But I will sit and have a talk with him to see what could I do for him, because it's a sad story. He went in to jail, he was fine, and he came out blind. So I would like to know what happened to him in there. Definite. So I would like to pass to a real good friend, and she's a hot cookie.
Thanks, Judy. Hi, everybody. My name is McKee. I am a Dare Behind the Walls member and also a person who is formerly incarcerated. And I'm going to be here to read our Decarcerate Now Coalition and our 5 recent demands. First demand, halt arrests and grant personal recognizance and bail to reduce the numbers of people at the ACI. Hundreds are currently incarcerated for parole and probation violations or awaiting trial.
Buenas tardes, voy aquí a estar dando las palabras, letras en español para nuestra audiencia que habla puro español. Vamos a detener los arrestos y reconocer y dar el sistema para reducir los números de las personas que están encarceladas en el ACI. Cientos de personas están encerradas sin civil parol y están prohibidos para violaciones y están esperando un encuentro físico.
Restore good time and grant parole whenever possible to reduce the existing prison population.
Dar tiempo y dar libertad social para las personas que están buscando el sistema para reducir en la población, en el sistema de población.
End 23+ hour lockdown and fully restore programming, visitation, and access to the outdoors. In order to limit the use of segregation, incarcerated people must be provided adequate PPE. Prisoners testing positive and negative cannot be placed in contact with one another, and COs must be held accountable around social distancing and mask wearing.
Vamos a tener las horas del horario 23 horas con encarcelamiento y vamos a retomar los programas y las visitaciones y el acceso para que los prisioneros estén afuera. En este límite vamos a terminar también la segregación de las personas encerradas y tiene que haber un sistema para que pueda obtener el PPE. Los prisioneros, si están dando positivo al coronavirus, y los que están poniendo negativo no deben estar en contacto con cada uno. Los CEOs tienen que encontrar la justicia alrededor de el distanciamiento social y los prisioneros tienen que también encontrar las mascarillas puestas.
Provide transparency and accountability to incarcerated people's families. Create an external oversight board with incarcerated people and their families that can address prisoner grievances, including reports of correctional staff abuse.
Vamos a poner transparencia y vamos a tomar todos en cuenta, los familiares de las personas que están encerradas. Vamos a también crear un sistema external y un grupo para que las personas que están encerradas también encuentren la justicia y para que sus familiares también tengan acceso a las quejas de los prisioneros. Esto incluye reportes de las injusticias cometidas por parte de los policías adentro del ACI.
And finally, redistribute tax dollars that are funding CO salaries towards reentry supports for formerly incarcerated people.
También vamos a distribuir los impuestos, los dólares de los CEOs y sus salarios que no están apoyando los prisioneros y los familiares de los prisioneros.
Thank you. So first of all, if you want to see, a lot of people have been asking about the CO salary. So on our flyer it says the 200,000 K Club. That's real, and if you want to see what the COs are making, their salaries are all printed out by name. They're on a clipboard there on that table. It's like 20 pages over there. And that is only for the last 6 months. So if you look at that document, I think there's 18 people who are already making over 100,000 with overtime, and that's only for the first 6 months of the fiscal year at the prison. So go check that out if you want to see it, if you want to take pictures and send your skeptical friends, it's over there. So we've been doing this campaign for about a year now. The reason why we're out here today is because things are just getting worse and worse. So there have been 4 deaths at the ACI since December. So I'm going to repeat that there's 4 deaths that have happened at the ACI since December. The names of the people are Jeffrey Washington, Anthony Gomez, Timothy McQuestion, and Jose Franco. So things are getting worse. We're not getting any answers. We're not getting any accountability. And 2 weeks ago, the guards beat up a CO. The COs beat up a guy in medium, and now he's spending 14 months in SEG. So I'm going to bring up Jose Franco's mom.
Right here.
There you are. Thanks, Marie. Marie is an amazing person who's been coming to our meetings and supporting our work in spite of everything that's going on, and we love you a lot. And we're here to support you.
Hello, my name is Marie Franco. I am the mother of Jose Franco Jr. My son died in the prison. I haven't got any more response. I'm just waiting for the autopsy to come in, and I'll take it from there. Very sad what's going on in there. And the guard that was supposed to be in charge of my son to make his rounds, I've heard from voices from in there that told me that he did not do his rounds the day that my son passed away. They found my son 5 hours later. They found him in his cell already, all stiff, and they were going to do CPR on a person that was already dead. And it's very sad how they're treating those poor men in there. Their souls just like we are. They have feelings just like we do. They shouldn't be treated the way they're treating them, and letting them die the way they're dying by themselves in the cell. Not coming over to check them to see if they're okay, if they need anything, or just to watch them, just to see what's going on, if they're still moving or not moving. So I'm here, and they're like a family to me. I love them all. They all have helped me out a lot, and God bless you all. Keep strong, and I'm keeping strong by the one up above.
That's right.
That's got me going. And my
Yeah.
Thank you. And my grandchildren that I love so much. It's 4 of them. I take care of them from Monday to Friday to keep me busy. So I won't think so much about my baby that left me way too soon. Bless you. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Marie. And now I'm going to bring up Alexandria. She's going to read a statement that's from one of our members whose loved one is inside. She was supposed to be here today, but her work schedule got changed at the last minute, so she asked if somebody else could read it for her. So thank you, Alex, for reading this.
Yeah, that's what she did. Yeah, and then she put like a plate thing on the body.
Hi, thank you. Hi, I am the voice out here for the man I love in here, who is currently in the ACI as his support. I am here calling on Governor Dan McKee. You need to pay attention. Things here need to be investigated. We demand the guards at the ACI be held accountable. Men and women are being abused at the hands of the COs. Why is the state's tax dollars supporting such cruelty? Patricia Canyon-Fig and the Rhode Island DOC, it's time you and the COs be held accountable for the horrific abuse that has been allowed to be inflicted upon the men and women while in custody at the ACI. Patricia, your guards are laughing at you from the inside the bubble while you're watching movies, smoking their vapors, eating and texting with no masks on, and all on the same state's dime, planning their next attack to cover up a story. The guards are failing to make rounds. They're failing to do counts. They're failing to follow the RIDOC's own policies. They're failing to do their job. Instead, they mess with the mail. They play games with the building and the thermostat. They destroy personal property. They bully and abuse men and women, then lie and cover things up. The COs are ripping up the request slips to speak with the doctor, the director, or the lieutenant. The COs are busy in the break room to hear their cries for help. The COs are causing serious harm and even their lives. The COs think they're above the law and they think that they can do anything they want. When people speak out against them, they retaliate. By handcuffing a person and attacking them and denying them medical treatment, COs keep men and women, our loved ones, locked up 23 hours a day, forcing them to choose between a shower and a phone call. They speak downright disrespectful, using racial slurs and cuss words to degrade them and their family members. If someone questions anything or points out a CO, it's not the following proper protocol. The CO gives them a beat down and a booking and then locks them up in seg. Let me remind you, 4 people have died in the ACI custody since December. We need justice now. Jose Franco's family still has not heard from the ACI about his passing. Why? 2 weeks ago, a man was brutally beaten down into seg and denied medical treatment every single day. We are here for people who are being physically abused, humiliated, and denied medication. Pay attention. We demand action now. We want an internal board with directly impacted people who can investigate the CO's abuse. Shut down facilities and mods. Release people who are on violations and being denied bail. And stop paying COs hundreds of thousands of dollars for salary for overtime. We need that money in our communities for affordable housing and safe for children and families to play. More sports programs. With that money, we can build a stronger community. We can build unity. I also want to state my ex-husband, Tony Gonzalez, has been wrongly convicted of a crime for the past 10 years. There is no physical evidence that ties him to this crime. There's no DNA, there's no blood, there's no gun, except that he's a man of color and the person is a white man. This case was overturned, it was vacated, and he was retried again. They gave him double life the second time. On April 1st, he was heard in front of the Supreme Court, pro se. And I got to hear Judge Goldberg say, I find myself corrected, Mr. Gonzalez. If they do not free this man and they allow him to stay behind walls, you have to have beyond a reasonable doubt. People go to jail here. If I get picked up and I'm on probation and then you find that I did not commit that crime, I still went to jail. There is no law in Rhode Island protecting people against them rights. My child has suffered for 9 years without her father for a crime that he did not commit. We need justice now. Ombudsman committees now. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think last up we have Douglas from Black and Pink. Douglas just went through surgery, so thank you for being here. He's a real soldier.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm doing a chair over. You want the chair? Yeah. No. You sure?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon!
Good afternoon!
What are we here for?
Justice!
What are we here for?
Justice!
How many times are we going to keep letting the DOC, the Providence Correctional Brotherhood of Association in Cranston, not be accountable for their actions? I stand here today again, seeking justice. I have loved ones that are in the intake center right now. The conditions are terrible. And as everybody has spoken, I got a phone call on the way here. My loved one was put in segregation because an officer said that he did not wear his mask coming out the cell to go to eat. They placed him back in the cell, and then 3 officers came and took him to segregation. He was in segregation for 15 days. I was kind of worried. So when he called me today, tears just rolled down my eyes because he's telling me what is going on inside the intake center. I stand here compassion for those that are locked up, because you know why? They're still human beings. They're not animals. They're not crazy. They're somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody's daughter, because I stand with the LGBT community here in Providence and around the country. You know, it's hard when people just don't understand that it could be you, it could be your loved one, it could be your nephew, it could be your grandson, today or tomorrow. You don't know. So when people put judgmental on a human being, you don't have no compassion. You're worse than the devil itself. Because to me, why would you let a loved one suffer behind these walls and not call and question the Bureau, the DOC? You know, these prison guards, they do make over $100,000, $200,000 in overtime. Their salary right now is $60,000 or better, just for being a correctional officer. And I know some people may say, you know, they deserve to be locked up. There's people inside that are innocent. I went to jail for 17.5 years for someone testifying against me. So that's why I do the work I do. That's why I've been fighting for the last 20 years, because I was there. I know what it is to be locked behind the wall and don't have anybody, you know. We got an organization here in Providence. It's called Black and Pink, and we reach out to individuals that need pen pals. We need people to write to those ones that are locked up. You know, it only costs 60 cents for a stamp, $1 for a card at the Dollar Tree. You know, I fought in Massachusetts for proper drinking water for South Bay and Norfolk Prison. I go around the country speaking about unjust and the criminal justice system. I know individuals out here that may not have been incarcerated, but I stand here today to tell you there's some good people there. They're all not animals. They're human beings, and they deserve respect. You know, when you get pulled over from an officer, I don't care what color you are. The first thing they're gonna ask you is for ID. If you don't have an ID here in Rhode Island when they pull you over, you're subject to be handcuffed. You're subject to be placed in a police car, and you didn't commit a crime. So, you know, I take it very personal when it comes to loved ones that are sitting behind those walls. So that's why I do the work I do. That's why I come out here and protest and rally. Because when Gina Raimondo left, she left the burden to someone else, the new governor. So he hasn't spoken anything about what is he or his administration's gonna do for the ACI. They're more like talking about the Brotherhood of Associations in Cranston. You know, it's kind of mind-boggling because we all pay taxes. I'm a taxpayer now, you know? So I want my voice to be heard, you know? So I want to ask anybody out here, why are we here today? Why are we here? Justice. Why are we here? Justice. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Justice. What do we want? Justice. And we want it now. Now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. So I got this campaign that I want to get together with individuals that are going to back me with this fight to get our loved ones that are in there for $100, $200 or $50. You know, some of them can't make that bail. So I'm asking everyone that's out here, if you know anyone that is locked up, please put your hand forward and help pave that way. Because no one deserves to be locked down like an animal 23 hours a day and be subject to the officers not feeding you, giving you cold food, treating you disrespectful, you know. And it's sad that still at this time, Jose's mom hasn't gotten any response from the Bureau of the DOC, because they continue covering up. I know the real story. That officer should have been accounted for. He should have been fired, not suspended with pay, not on administration pay. He should have been fired. So here we are again, still fighting this battle. So I say to you, we need justice. What do we need?
Justice!
What do we need?
Justice!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
Justice!
We want it now!
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 Thank you.
So we're gonna round up and start marching. Trent's gonna lead us. If you want to go in a car, and if you're driving people, can you park your car down by the carousel so people can meet? We can go down to the carousel and people can hop into cars there if you don't want to walk all the way down to Broad Street entrance. So sorry, that was confusing. If you're driving a car and you're going to be driving people instead of marching, can you park your car over by the carousel? All right, and then a couple things. If you want to plug into our work, right? Like today, you heard about all the fucked up things that are happening. Now it's like, what's next? There's a sign-up sheet on that table, especially if you're somebody who's been impacted by the prison system, whether that's you or a loved one. We would love to have you come to our Wednesday meetings from 6 to 8, and you can sign up on that table. There's also flyers there that tell you about the stuff we're working on, including a bill to support people who are on probation. And it would basically say that if you're on probation and you get a charge, as long as it's non-violent, they need to give you bail or personal recognizance. So if you're interested in probation reform, if that's something that impacts you, put a little note next to the sign-up sheet saying that you want to get involved in that. There's going to be a hearing for that on Tuesday. There's also flyers on that table for the FANG bail fund. So everybody listen up. There is a bail fund. You can get money. If somebody you know needs bail money, you can call this number and they will give you money. So grab one of those flyers. If you know anybody who needs bail or needs help making bail, or anybody you want to give that flyer to, those are on the table too. Sure. Yeah. I feel like there's one other flyer, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, and if you're also dealing with court fees and fines. So there's a lot of folks who are saddled with court debt, who people don't even know sometimes. They come out of prison and they've got thousands of dollars in debt. And the courts, if you miss a payment, you could miss even a $20 payment, and they will lock you up. So you're basically walking around in a really precarious situation for years and years and years. If you miss one payment, that's it, they'll lock you up. And they're still doing that right now during a pandemic. So we have a vase over there. We're collecting money because we're starting a community court debt fund. If you want to donate to support the work, please donate to that court debt fund. All of that money is going to support community members in paying off their debts. And there's information for Venmo. And
This is to end the solitary confinement practices at the ACI and limit it to 15 days. And we'd love to see all your faces there. And we're going to have pizza.
Ooh, pizza.
Yeah,
Bill's
pizza.
going to go before the Senate side soon. Right now there's a lot of different arbitrary reasons that people get put in isolation for extended periods of time at the ACI, sometimes years on end. It has really awful mental health impacts, as we heard from some speakers today, so we're going to be having that hearing on the Senate side soon.
and a press conference April 27th, 3 p.m. at the State House, if you can make that. That's another bill, and there's flyers about it if you want to call your legislators and tell them to support the Restricted Housing Act. There's some flyers you can find at that table. But I think that's all we have. So thanks for. Oh, here we go.
Sorry. Just if you're walking in the rally, you can grab a sign. You can grab these signs over there, and there's signs by the tables too, so you can hold them up during the walk, during the march. Thanks so much for being here, y'all. We really appreciate it, and we want to see you guys.
So here's some signs. In 2017, the black incarceration rate was 7.2 times the white incarceration rate in Rhode Island. Hasta nuestros dolores de impuestos en recursos comunitarios, no en prisiones. This is Will James for Uprise RI. We're currently live streaming a rally to oppose inhumane practices that are occurring in Rhode Island prisons. There's going to be a march occurring shortly. People are getting ready for that. So again, there's going to be a march soon. I think I just checked the live stream. It seemed to have cut in half or stopped because of a connection issue. There's not really anything I can do about that. So if you're just joining us again, thank you again. Again, Will James for Uprise RI. March and rally to oppose inhumane practices occurring in Rhode Island prisons. Calling on Dan McKee to take some sort of action, for the Department of Corrections to take action to be more transparent and to stop the use of solitary confinement. Hi, Mr. Gonzalez. Hi, Mr. Gonzalez.
That's mine. What's
Hi,
up,
I'm
man?
live streaming for Uprise right now.
What's that?
I'm live streaming for Uprise at the moment. Is there anything you'd like to say? Any update about your son you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mean, he's still, he's a fighter.
I mean, he's fighting. You know, I mean, he's taking everything he could give and that our family can give, and you know, it's a shame that he has to go through this. You know, over how things happen. You know, but we're just still fighting for justice, still fighting for his recovery. You know, and praying that he comes back, more than what he is, at least, but he wakes up breathing, and that gives us hope. There's a lot of families that lost members, lost people just in this summer alone. Someone just died yesterday on the highway on a bike.
Is anybody missing a pair of glasses?
I mean, as long as he wakes up breathing, he has a fighting chance, and that's what our family's trying to stay positive and keep hope with,
Nice. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
That was the father of Jamal Gonzalez, the person who was hit by a Providence police officer last summer, put into a coma. He recently woke up from the coma, is slowly recovering. Again, father of Jamal Gonzalez was just speaking in the neon green shirt. Sorry, it's getting a little windy. Hi, are you volunteering with DARE right now? Yes. Would you like to talk about why you volunteer with DARE on the live stream?
I prefer not, thank you.
Again, a march may be occurring soon. Hi, excuse me. I'm live streaming for Uprise right now. I'm just wondering if you'd like to talk about why you're here today. You don't have to. Anything you want. Can I just point the... Oh, okay, sorry.
Why am I here? Well, I work with Behind the Walls. Work with the Direct Action for Equality.
Could you, sorry, speak a little louder? It's just the microphone.
Huh?
Speak a little louder, the microphone's like a bit weak.
So should I introduce myself?
Yes, of course, yeah.
My name is Deborah Harris, and I work at DARE, Direct Action for Rights and Equality, and I am on the committee for Behind the Walls. And the reason I'm here today is because I believe what they're fighting for. I am formerly incarcerated also, and I know what goes on in the inside. And it is a shame how they treat our loved ones, so that's why I'm here, for justice. We need that justice, and we need to do something about what's going on up at the ACI, Department of Corrections, because they're not looking out. So all we have is each other to get in there and fight for the formerly incarcerated inmates.
What would you have to say to someone who doesn't have someone inside to get them involved? Like someone who maybe is interested in this, but like is kind of on the fence about whether or not they want to put their time into it? Like to get them to join you? Yeah,
I would tell them it's something that, because you never know. You could end up having a loved one locked up, because it can happen overnight to any of us. Anything's possible when it comes to the law, the police. And I think we need all the support we can get, because if that person don't know someone, or if that person don't have family members in the ACI, they have friends. It's all connected. Everybody has somebody. And I believe each family has somebody they know or someone in the family that has someone at the ACI. And we need all the support we can get, because this is something that needs focusing on, because it's like Gina and none of them's doing nothing about it. They just don't give up, you know, so we got to care about us and fight what we believe in. And the more
Thank you so much. My name's Will James.
I think I met you at prison.
No, I work for Uprise.
Oh, Uprise.
I live streamed all the protests last summer. That was me.
Thank you.
No problem. Hi, Terry.
If you want to help out.
When is the march start?
Should have been like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Very soon.
All right, thank you. So I just asked someone with DARE. They said the march is going to start in about 5 minutes. So if you're watching, that is when people will start moving. I just want to say thank you to our Patreon supporters, as well as certain organizations who advertise for us on our website. You allow us to occasionally pay ourselves, buy equipment, and get gas to drive to these events. We really appreciate you. Thanks. Hi, I'm live streaming for Uprise right now. Would you like to talk about why you're here today?
I don't want to.
No?
But
Okay.
it's nice to meet you. I've
Of
watched
course.
the streaming, so
Oh, great, yeah. Hi. Could I ask you about your mask?
Oh, yes.
If you want to say.
So this is through,
Could you introduce yourself? Sorry.
yes, this is Judy Cruz, the formerly incarcerated union. A little about my mask is we're part of the National Council for Formerly Incarcerated Women and Girls. And this is a campaign, Free Her. It's a clemency tour, so watch out because we're coming with the clemency tour to Rhode Island. We're going to have a quote of all the women. We want to free all the women in all the prisons and jails across the country. So we're going to start to have a quilt together with all the names of the women inside who we want to release. We want the governor to, with a stroke of a pen, release the women. So that's a little bit about it. Looking forward to it. There's a little, you got the
that. Thank you. That was Judy Cruz from the formerly incarcerated union explaining her mask that said "Free Her." She said the mask is representing a group that is going to be working to free incarcerated women and girls.
March going. Trent right here in the yellow is our leader, and we'll just be walking up with him. So the band's gonna be gone. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Peace. Again, this is a rally to oppose various inhumane practices occurring in Rhode Island prisons.
No justice. No peace. No justice.
No peace.
No racist.
No peace.
No justice.
Roger Williams Park in Providence. Like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Again, we are in Roger Williams Park in Providence, Rhode Island. torture, stop, you say torture, stop torture. That's what they're saying. Right by the street in Roger Williams Park. When if I say stop, you say torture, stop torture. Some guy in a car calling the prison activists bums for advocating for the end of inhumane conditions in prison, such as solitary confinement and beatings. People enjoying the park, some of them in support, some of them clearly not. People who are in support repeating the sayings, people who are not usually insulting the people who are marching. for the community, not prisons. Saying hey, hey, ho, ho, these racist COs, correctional officers, have got to go. Referring to reported beatings in the prison and solitary confinement. Excessive, well, I think solitary confinement has been defined as inhumane, but excessive solitary confinement as well. Pro-community, not prisons. Pro-community, not prisons. That's the chant. Some messages of support from cars include, we support you. Someone just drove by and said that. Stand up, fight back. Roger Williams Park in Providence, Rhode Island. No power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Motorbike riders were just honking in support. Again, Jamal Gonzalez's father is here, working with DARE to advocate for people who are in prison.
like little wheels.
The people don't stop.
Rehabilitate, not prisoner of the state.
No peace. No peace. No justice. No peace.
Stand up, fight back. They're all under attack. Gonzalez's father. Rehabilitate, not the enemy of the state. Sign says "Knock it off," reference to Gina Raimondo, former governor of Rhode Island. People asking her to knock it off, and people were asking her to stop inhumane practices in prison, but now they're asking the new governor, Dan McKee.
Yeah, so if you want to...
Can't hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
No.
Okay, sorry about that. I don't know how to turn this thing on louder, but I can get a little louder. Anyway, so if you want, you can join us on Facebook. Check out RI COVID Response, Decarcerate Now. We're really focused on dealing with this fact that the money is just going right to CO's pockets to torture our people instead of getting put into rehabilitation programs that actually make our people feel safe and comfort. There's a lot going on in terms of people not getting their medicine, people getting locked in solitary. You know, visitation is finally opening up. We're appreciative of you guys coming out here. There's a lot to be done. We need to make these prisons better, because otherwise we're just, continuing the torture and oppression of our people. So yeah, check out RI COVID Response, Incarcerated Now. Abolition is the final goal. Yeah, so if anyone needs a ride, come over to the sign. We'll figure out how to get you there. I believe we're done, so talk to each other all day. Really appreciate it. Yeah, let's clap it out. Let's clap it out. Come on. Great job, guys.
How you doing?
I'm good.
So much. You right there. You get the most. Oh no, that's a lot of oxygen. That's a lot.
I'm gonna hit that. All right, because I want to see if I can get the end of my daughter's birthday party.
Right. All right. See you later.
Hey, you want these on your stack? Well, we signed up, you know, so that's good. Back to
You got a ride.
No, we're good.
Okay. Did you need a ride back? Oh, no, I'm actually walking right now.
That is an undercover police car just drove by. Looks like a white shirt officer. The rally has just come to a close. People are just gonna stand with the sign for a while they pack up, and people are gonna walk back to the beginning at the Temple of Music. This has been Will James for Uprise Our Eye. Again, a march to oppose the inhumane practices occurring in Rhode Island prisons. Activists say that they're focusing on the large payments being given to correctional officers, which could be going towards rehabilitation services and programs for prisoners. Phrase for that is community, not prisons. Jamal Gonzalez's father, again, handing out things to remind people of his son to other motorbike riders. He's in the neon shirt over here. Neon green shirt. Thank you to our Patreon donors. We really appreciate you. It allows us to pay ourselves, buy equipment, get gas to come to these places, our bus tickets. Have a great day. This has been Will James for Uprise RI.